Guy Fest yesterday. It was the man cave moment. It's the Super Bowl. It's as bad as a lot of men can be. They're super bad on the super day. Wrong food, the bad booze, probably gambling, terrible language, your blood pressure because your bet is going sideways. You're an Eagles fan. Now you're mad. You're throwing things. All of that, which equals trouble if you're not watching your health, especially when it comes to the heart. Now, Heart Formula 5, and you hear that ad on this radio station. I don't know if people have seen the ad yet necessarily, but the numbers that surround men's health when it comes to heart conditions is it's thin ice is the way to put it. And I am saying men specifically because they fall into a category that is really bad for all the things I just mentioned. But there are ways to alleviate or get by, maybe some of these things that are challenges for men because of what the category some men put themselves in. Some is hereditary, and there's sometimes not a lot you can do about that. But there is something you can do. From where we go, our good friend Joan Sarro from Calgary. How you doing, Joan? Buongiorno, bella.
Buongiorno. It's Monday morning. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
How are you?
Look, there would be a lot of guys in Calgary yesterday before Super Bowl. They're going by Spalombos, and they're picking up the sausage, and they're picking up, the deli tray and those massive sanguige. I mean, and they're sitting there, and also with the pizza, right? You get the pizza, and they make it with Spalombos sausages. It's just what we do, but we really got to think. And I know guys, in their 50s that we don't have a lot of problems, don't really think about it, but we really do as men walk a thin line when it comes to this issue.
Absolutely. I mean, the statistics, I don't even want to repeat them because they're a little depressing.
Yes.
But I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's okay to eat those fun things. Balancing them with some vegetables every once in a while is probably a good idea. But yeah, there are supplements that can help you support your heart health. So today we're talking about Heart Formula number 5, which is a bit of a newer product for Bell. And it contains a lot of the ingredients that people look for heart health. Like a lot of people that do their own research come across a lot of these things and take them separately. So it's really nice that we've developed this formula that has all of it together. Natto, CoQ10, garlic, hawthorn, and omega-3s. We can go deeper into that. But overall, really what it does is supports general cardiovascular health. Kind of consider it like a cardiovascular multivitamin. In a way, it supports healthy blood flow function, blood pressure, helps with cholesterol, helps to reduce blood lipids in general, so triglycerides and cholesterol. So yeah, it's a good thing to take as a bit of insurance if your numbers are creeping up a bit on your labs, or if you have a history in your family of heart disease, which many people do, right?
You said the numbers, right? So the numbers that do get a little scary, and you read them, you're like, okay, well, how bad? Well, if I said to a guy, okay, if we're talking about Canadians out of 10 men, what's bad? Well, it'd be 10 out of 10 men. I mean, so it's not 10. No, it's not 10. It's 9 out of 10. So 9 in 10 Canadians have at least one risk factor for heart conditions, stroke or vascular cognitive impairment. So one person dies in Canada every 5 minutes from heart conditions, with their stroke, a vascular cognitive impairment, and that outpaces other disease.
Every 5 minutes.
I mean, if that doesn't scare you or think that it doesn't involve you, then you're asking for trouble. And look, you're listening to someone right now who was kind of very relaxed when it came to having my checked out after, I've had family members, 2 of them, go through colon cancer, and I didn't do that. I waited almost too long to find out that I have, rectal cancer, but it was stage 3 because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And so I look at the surgeons and the people around me and everyone who worked so hard to keep me alive. This was not something that I went out and had this magnificent battle, or however people want to glorify it. I did not. I did not do that, and that's why I've gone on so much to talk about what we need to talk about to keep everybody out of having to sit in front of a surgeon when they're going to tell you whether you're going to live or die. That I can't put it any plainer than that. I can't tell you what that is like to sit there in front of a person that you really don't know and say, and he takes that clipboard and whatever he says next, you can't stop it. So when we talk about this issue with Joan this morning, and she knows what she's talking about, master herbalist, she does a lot of wonderful work in Calgary, but she joins us here every couple of weeks or so, every couple of months to talk about these products for a reason. And it's why I think that when we talk about of course the sponsor of the studio in the show and so on, but it's something that we've been working on a little over 2.5 years, almost 3 years now, to hopefully now get things understood by the audience on why this is important.
Yeah, and you are a good example, and I'm sorry you had to go through that, but a lot of times we'll be like, well, I felt fine, or I feel fine, or I didn't feel like I had heart disease or cancer or whatever the case may be. Doesn't always show up. It might not show up in your labs. So it's so important to go to your doctor, to get those examinations done. If you have a history of anything, make sure to get it checked out, heart disease, whatever the case may be. Take care of yourself and look at what is out there to help you improve your health. As we've said before in the show, pharmaceuticals are not bad. But they do have their side effects. And so if there's other options, like you were talking about your colon cancer, we have a product, Colon Care and Cleanse, that helps people with a history, whose family might have a history of colon disease. So there's, we're not the only brand out there, but we do have a number of really great products that are condition specific, over 50. So if you just go to belllifestyleproducts.ca and have a look at our line, if there's anything you're concerned about, we have such a vast line that can help. And there is science behind this. So, a lot of us probably are exposed to a lot of American media where, their supplements are problematic, and they are. We're really heavily regulated here in Canada, so all of our supplements need to have science behind them. They have to, or we can't sell them. So Heart Formula number 5 is a great example of that. And our products, our formulas, everyone's in the industry are reviewed every year. And sometimes we have to update the verbiage on our boxes to make sure it correlates with science, and make sure we're not making claims that aren't supported by science. So hopefully that gives people confidence. And a lot of doctors, pharmacists recommend our products. So there's a lot of confidence behind it, and something like Heart Formula number 5. And then in our heart line, it is Heart Month. Blood pressure, if someone has clinically high blood pressure, that's an appropriate formula to take, or cholesterol, same. If someone's not quite at that level, or maybe they're taking a cholesterol product, but they also want to help to support their entire cardiovascular system, Heart Formula number 5 is really great for that.
Now, the one thing that, and because I'd never heard of this beforehand, but that's usually standard for me on a daily basis, not understanding things. It has the ingredients including nattokinase, and that was a word that I was unfamiliar with, or where it comes from, and exactly what it does. What are we talking about here?
So nattokinase it's derived from soy, and a lot of people get kind of like the alarm bells go up because soy is estrogenic. It doesn't contain like the soy proteins within it. It's developed through a fermentation process. So it's derived from soy, and it's really kind of like a popular or prized ingredient because there's a lot of research behind it for blood circulation, helps to smooth out our blood flow, which is really important. It has clot dissolving properties, and it helps with blood pressure and to reduce blood lipids. So that'd be like the bad cholesterol, LDL, and blood lipids. And it just helps with overall cardiovascular health. So a lot of people will look for natto in and of itself as a supplement. That's why I like ours, because it has the natto. CoQ10 is another ingredient. A lot of people are more familiar with that now, but it's a really powerful antioxidant. It drives the mitochondria in our cells, so it's like our cells' energy centers. And it benefits our cardiovascular disease outcomes. It's been shown in the literature to do that. And again, it's something that a lot of people will buy separately. And then herbs that have been traditionally used for millennia. Garlic, of course, maintains cardio health, helps to reduce blood lipids and cholesterol and triglycerides. And hawthorn, which is another kind of traditional berry that's been used for centuries to help really overall heart function. Does a lot of other things, but it's also a powerful antioxidant. And then it has our Bell Clear omega-3 within it, pretty much like a full dose, 1,000 milligrams. So you can kind of buy this and take that as your omega-3, as your natto, as your CoQ10, and as your herbs that support heart health. So it's a really economical way to get all of the elements that are going to support your cardiovascular system at a good price and good quality ingredients. So
yeah, and I think that's what we talk about very often, which is if you were trying to do this on your own, what you would have to eat and how much of this you would have to intake.
It's not even possible. Like,
no.
Actually,
no, it's not even.
Yeah,
even
these are extracted, right? High quality. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to eat enough. You would eat yourself quite ill.
Yeah, well, but because of these ingredients, your garlics, and it's fine. I always look at whatever things have oregano and rosemary. I'm like, it's why the Italians, when you go over to the mountain villages, the average age is about 117. These old Italians live forever over there. It's like that. Remember that yogurt commercial years ago where everyone was in this village was like 200 years old? And I'm like, because they eat this. I said, if you go to Italy, it's incredible. Being in Abruzzo, in my buddy's village, just outside of Sumona, Villa Lago, and we're going up these stairs. Every old Italian village looks the same, where the stairs go right up the middle of the town, all the way to the church. Right? They all have this, and every step we were on, there was someone who's about 150 who was gossiping about these munja cakes that were going up. Who are they? I mean, the gossip. They love to gossip, and I was like, look at the age of these people, and then you see, because they're eating this stuff all the time.
When I say it's impossible to eat enough that's in the supplement, that doesn't mean, that eating garlic and like you were saying, rosemary and everything and olive oil, it doesn't mean that those things aren't going to be beneficial to your health, especially if you eat them on a daily basis. So take that sausage, pair it with some good tomatoes, a nice salad. Maybe I can throw in a carrot somewhere in there.
There you go.
With some dip. And take your excellent supplements and drink some water. Go for a walk. Go for a walk up those stairs.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is they do. I mean, these people are walking up and down these stairs all the time. They're in good shape. There's a reason why they live that long. And
activity is so important. I mean, some people are like, taking the supplement is definitely, it's better than not doing anything, but it's so important to support your just overall health, heart health, whatever the case may be. I mean, our cardiovascular system impacts so many different elements in our body, our digestive system, our brain, our liver. I mean, we can't function without it. So
it is the reason why, we do these things and always with the sort of the caveat that we're not telling you about a magic pill. This isn't like you're going to take these pills and everything goes away, everything's perfect. This is the natural way to try to aid your body if you do all those other things, like eating properly, getting the right kind of exercise, any exercise at all. We're not talking about going to the gym and getting, a Gold's Gym membership. What we're talking about is just even walking, which is so good. So that's why it's so important and great when Joan can join us. I miss my people out in Calgary.
Come visit us.
I do. I know that Jen. Were you friends with Jen Jelsey? Did you know Jen at all?
I don't believe I did.
Yeah, Jen, our good friend there who just passed away, which is always in the Italian community, which is so tight in Calgary. It is they're remarkable people, and the fact that you're related to one of my favorite people in the entire world, Tony Spallettini, and all those guys. it's kind of special that we get to do this together. Like it's a little
Yeah,
bit of it's a
absolutely.
little
I
bit of a
agree.
cheat for
It's
me, but I
always
definitely want to get out there. And if I do, you'll be seeing me, which sometimes isn't good news for people. Like, oh God, he's on our front yard. What's he doing here? Yeah, and he looks thirsty. Oh, this isn't good. This will be bad. But I will make sure that I scare you at least once, and hopefully I can see you this summer. That'd be
please.
awesome.
That would be so great.
You take care. We'll talk to you again soon, Joan.
Always a pleasure. Talk to you soon.
That is Joan Sarro joining us here this morning, Master Herbalist, account manager in Alberta for Bell Lifestyle Products. And once again, that is Heart Formula number 5. Like